Welcome to my channel. My name is Sammy, and here's my January wrap-up. Let's go. Okay, so today has not been my day. I actually filmed this already once today, and it, for some reason, filmed in slow mode with no sound. Yep. So, I already wasn't great up here, so that just put the cherry on top. Yeah. Okay, let's just get right into it because I am done. Shout out to all the people who also had bad days today. We'll get through this. I always say bad days make the good days feel better, right? Okay, so the first book I read in the month of January is 1-2 Buckle My Shoe by Agatha Christie. This is just the next book for me to read in the Perrow series. So yeah, this book had a very interesting concept. So basically Perrow goes to his annual dentist checkup, which he's afraid of the dentist, which same. And yeah, he gets through that, and the next day, his dentist is found dead. Self-inflicted or murder. Gotta read it to find out. This book was really interesting. It had so many twists and turns, so many plot twists. It's the kind of mystery that you just like, I need to keep reading because I'm like, I need answers, you know? And it's like, okay, you got in my head, now I need to know who done it. Or also I need these other things explained too, not just the main mystery. And yeah, stick to that Agatha. She always gets me with her tiny little clues. She always gets me. I love her mysteries so much. I had so much fun with this book. I rated it 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. Highly recommend. Definitely, I would obviously recommend start reading some Agatha Christie mysteries. So good. Love Miss Marple too. And standalones. So yeah, highly recommend. Should definitely check it out. Next book I read in January is actually an ARC I got. How to Seal Your Own Fate by Kristen Perlin. Hopefully I said that right. This is actually the second book in the Castle Knoll File series. I actually read the first one as an ARC last year, I think. Either last year or the year before. I think it was last year. And I really enjoyed it. That one was called How to Solve Your Murder. Very unique concept. Takes place with 2 timelines, the past and present. And really interesting. Just this town full of secrets and murders happen, and Annie Adams is going to solve them. And I really connect a lot with the character Annie, and I see a lot of myself in her. And so I think she's very relatable. And it takes place in England, so it's like the mystery is 10 times better if it takes place in England. Right? Come on. But yeah, also too, one of my favorite parts of this series is there is a little slow burn romance between the main character and the main detective. I love it so much. The only thing is, I need them to get together in the third one. Please. Kirsten, I don't know which way you pronounce it. Please let them get, because I can't wait any longer. I need them to admit their feelings, or I'm gonna lose my mind. Thanks. Losing it. Okay. Yeah, so I rated this one 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. Obviously, I would recommend to read it in order because you're going to get confused. But I hope there's so many more books in this series. I absolutely love it. So much fun. Highly recommend. Okay, so the next book I actually chose for my library reading challenge this year. So the options were to either read a thriller or a romance. I chose a romance because I just had finished 2 mysteries, so I was like, let's do a romance. So I chose An Offer to Win by Julia Quinn, Benedict's book in the Bridgerton series. I was so excited to read this because I had no clue, knew nothing about his book. And we're filming season 4 right now, Bridgerton, which is Benedict's season. And yeah, I was really intrigued because I really knew nothing. I just knew the girl's name was like Sophie, and I was like, that's all I knew. It's sometimes really fun to go into a book completely blind, you know? And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I feel like I understand Benedict a bit more, actually fell in love with Sophie, and was surprised that I had no clue. Bit of a retelling of Cinderella. That really surprised me because the books I read Anthony's, Eloise, and Penelope's. None of them really, follow any other story. They're all pretty unique to themselves. So it really sidetracked me for a second. And I was like, wait a minute, this is Cinderella. Because she literally goes to the masquerade ball, disguised, doesn't tell him who she is. She is a lady maid, so she's poor. And she leaves behind a glove with her mother's initials on it, and he tries to go find her. So that surprised me. I had no clue about that. At first, when I first started reading that, I was kind of like, I'm turned off. I'm not feeling this. What is it? It's just a retelling of Cinderella. But to get past that part, it's so much better. Doesn't completely stick to the Cinderella story. Or I forgot she does have an evil stepmother and stepsisters. Forgot about that. So it's pretty on the nose with that, but overall, I really enjoyed it. I did feel like there was a little slow part in the middle, which most romances I do find that they get a little slow. That you just want them together, you know. But I really enjoyed it. I rated it 4 stars. I'm really excited now for season 4 to come out because it's the best to see a book come to life on the screen. You know, I am curious too how they're gonna tie in Francesca's and Eloise's because I haven't read Francesca's yet, obviously, but I know, like, I'm pretty sure on the same time as Benedict, she's marrying John, I thought. But she already married John last season in the show. I don't know how they're gonna connect them all. I don't know how they're gonna do the whole Michaela storyline with Francesca. I have many questions. But, I highly recommend reading the book before the season comes out. You got pretty much probably 2 years to read it. Because that seems like how long you have to wait between seasons. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. But yeah, highly recommend. Oh, I think really I feel like most of the Julie Quinn books in this Bridgerton series, there's always some little thing in it that's kind of like, ooh, I don't like that, or that aged badly, like Penelope with her weight and everything, and kind of something like that. I would say probably just, I feel like the first chapter, they kept putting in that the main character, Sophie, is a child born out of wedlock. They use very harsh language um, over and over again, like 50 times over in one chapter. And I was like, okay, I get it. I knew that at the time that inappropriate word is what they called them, but you don't need to say it 80 times. I get it. Also, too, why can't you just say a child out of wedlock? You don't need to call them any mean names, but whatever. And I know it was important at that time period, but I still think it was a bit excessive, in my opinion. But overall, really enjoy it. Highly recommend. Go read it. Oh, also comment down below what's your favorite Bridgerton book you've read. Mine is Penelope and Colin. Duh. Okay, so the last book that I squeezed in at literally I think the last day of January because I was like I want one more book in. I chose The Story Life of AJ Finkery. Finkery? Finkery. I feel like I say that weird. Whatever. By Gabrielle Zevin. This is the author of, I think it's Tomorrow, no, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. It's a bunch of tomorrows. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever read that one. I don't know much about video games, so I'm kind of like turned off from that. I'm afraid I won't understand it. Let me know if it's too complicated video games to understand. But yeah, so I actually got this at my used bookstore that helps support my local library. Only got it for $1. Score. And yeah, I just wanted a short little book. This one was about a little over 200 pages. And yeah, I would consider this just plain fiction. It's just story about a man's life, A.J. Fickery's. And yeah, so A.J. Fickery has a bookstore, and one day he wakes up and a very rare, expensive book of his is stolen. So that kind of turns his life upside down when it already was upside down. So even more got turned upside down when a surprise thing is left, maybe abandoned, at his bookstore and completely changes his life for the better. So yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this book. I had a great time. Was it like my favorite book of all time? No. But that's mainly me. Plain fiction books aren't always my favorite. I love a good mystery, romance, historical fiction. Like, that's kind of my vibe. Plain old fiction, not my favorite, but when it's about a guy owning a bookstore, okay, now you're talking about it, and he does talk a lot about books in it, which I found very interesting. Always love learning about books. And there is some little side mysteries to solve, and I obviously love that. And yeah, it was just a sweet, heartwarming story about a man's life and the ups and downs. There is sad topics in this book that I'm not gonna lie, wasn't great for me at the time up here. But if you need like a pick me up, don't pick this. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, I rated it 4 stars. And also I saw that they made a movie of this. I think it had Lucy Hale in it. So I'm curious to check that out at some point. There's also romance too, obviously. And I did really love the romance. It's really cute. Yeah, I think that's it. Please comment down below what was your favorite book you read this month. Mine would probably be, I think, One Two Book on My Shoe by Agatha Christie, the Mystery. I really enjoyed it. I thought the concept about the dentist was very interesting, and I had a grand old time finding out who done it. So I highly recommend that one. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, it means so much to me. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Also, shout out to anyone out there who is also having a bad day. I hope it gets better.